Afternoon, everybody, or evening, I should say. Just a reminder that if you're going to ask a question, use the microphone and state your name and the organisation you work for. We'll start with Nick Collins.
Gareth, hello. Nick Collins, Sky Sports News. Could I just start by checking on the fitness and injury situation? We know that Phil Jagielka's gone back to his club. Gary Cahill didn't train today. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, we're monitoring Gary. I have to say it's been a remarkable week injury-wise. Losing Adam Lallana so early in the week on the back of Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Danny Drinkwater, so Nathaniel Klein. So at times I've been thinking, is this the landscape every time? Fortunately, I'm used to that from dealing with the under-21s. You prepare and wait for a game for a month, and then a lot of your plans are affected. But so I haven't been as affected by it maybe as somebody coming from the outside, because you get quite phlegmatic about it. We've just got to find a different solution. Gary will, as I say, will monitor and see how he is in the morning.
There's something like 8 players that would have been in the squad that have been injured. Any plans to bring any replacements in?
Possibly, but we'll have a look after the game tomorrow and then assess the squad in full, really.
OK, well, on that game tomorrow, are you able to confirm that Wayne Rooney will start as captain?
Yes, he will, yeah.
And can you tell us what sort of role he'll play?
No, I can't. A good one, I hope. No, I mean, look, I know everybody is keen to know the team early. I think the players are aware of the team. I'm sure the team will leak out. I know that's what happens. But I don't see the point of giving the opposition the advantage of knowing our team. And I wouldn't want to do that for any opposition. And albeit it's the first game and it would be good for relationships with everybody, I think it's the professional thing to do.
OK, no, I understand that. I mean, equally, we understand that Wayne Rooney will probably play in midfield. All I would ask is, what do you see as the advantages if he were to play in midfield?
Well, I think his ability to control games, his experience. I think this is a game where we know we're going to have a lot of the ball. In the last few matches, Malta have had probably 35-40% of the ball in most of their games. So I expect us to be controlling the game. And so we're going to need to show patience and stick to our principles of playing. Maybe we can get an early goal, but maybe we don't. And then it's even more important that we're sticking to the style and I want us to be brave with the ball. One of the messages I've wanted to get across to the players this week is I want to see an England team that are brave in possession of the ball and prepared to take chances, prepared to risk in 1v1 situations, even though I know they won't always succeed in those moments.
Could I ask if you can give us any more clues about the starting lineup? For instance, Theo sat next to you.
Well, I'm told I have to bring somebody that's going to start, so that's a giveaway, really. Yeah. So yes, Theo will start, and it's a good moment for him. I think he's in superb form for his club, and as an international manager, your ideal is to have players in the squad and in the side that are playing well, and I think he's maturing hugely as a player. And he should feel full of confidence, because everything I've seen suggests, not only this week but in his form with his club, that he's going to continue that.
It's your first game of 4. Do you see it as an audition, Gareth? And how excited are you at the prospect of virtually sell out 90,000 crowd at Wembley?
Well, I'm hugely excited by the match. I think the crowd shows you what England means to our supporters. I don't think there'll be another country in the world that will have a crowd like we have this week. And I know the pride that I have in leading the team is echoed by the players and their desire to do well. I think there's often ridiculous question marks about what it means. I can only say again this week, it's shone through to me how much it means to all of them to play. They do want to make the country proud. They're very conscious of that, and I believe over the next few years these lads will. They've got huge potential.
As a player, You played in a major tournament semi-final. You played in a European final. Where does this game sit in terms of your career and its importance?
Well, it's a bit glib or standard answer, but the next game is always your most important because you always have something to prove. As I say, this is an honour, but it's not. It's not about me. It's about putting the team in a good place. It's about putting the team at the top of the table when these 4 games are finished. Because these guys need to be in a position where they're on the road to Russia towards achieving what they want to do, and my role is to help them to get there.
Roy Keane was asked about you taking over, and he said that anybody who can survive and do as well as you have at the top level in football must have a nasty streak. Do you have a nasty streak?
Well, he was questioning the tackle I made against him in the semi-final where he stamped on me afterwards, but which is fair, really. Look, I think as a coach, you have to have agility. There are different moments to show different skill sets. I don't feel or haven't felt the need to do anything this week with the players that's been particularly firm in terms of discipline or anything else, but I think the lads that have been in the under-21s with me know there's a line and there are moments to take a different approach, and I'll use that at the right time. But I think the days are gone where you came in and hammered players just for week in, week out. I think if there's a moment where they need energy and they need jolting into a different emotional state, then maybe you use that technique. Also, I think you've got to be very clear on why you're doing things and why you're using certain styles of management.
Can I ask you about Joe Hart? Not whether he starts or not, but a month ago, of course, he was in a bit of a state of flux, just moved from Manchester City to Torino on loan. Since then, he's played regularly. Have you noticed, does he look more relaxed? Do you think he's kind of settled in now with his new club?
Well, he seems to be really relishing the challenge. I don't know if he's more relaxed because I wasn't working with him last month, but I think the experience of living abroad, he's enjoying a different league. Of course, it was important for him to go and play, and I think he'll learn a lot. Some of the young players we had last year that were abroad, Nathaniel Chalabar at Napoli, Lewis Baker at Vitesse Arnhem, they took a huge amount from the experience, really matured enormously. So I would expect Joe will experience the same thing.
Okay, thank you. Theo, someone suggested that you've reinvented yourself this season. Is that a fair way to describe the fact that you seem to be in the form of your career?
Well, obviously football's going well at this moment in time. We know how it all can change, but I'm obviously in a frame of mind I don't want it this time to stop, to be honest. I'm working tremendously hard, like I said, when I saw you the other week. I just want to be better, and I just want to be better than the opposition who I'm playing against come training, come match day. And it just comes down to really hard work. Things that add up in the week. When you do things right in the week, come match day, you don't have to think about anything because you've done everything. And it's the stuff that people won't really see, but deep down in your head that you're ready for this match, and like myself, I'm definitely ready for tomorrow. Like all the guys are who've trained well this week. Yeah.
When you say trying everything, we're talking about extra sessions with a personal trainer, sports psychologist. You really are, as you said, trying everything.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm trying everything. I'm just doing the small things that add up, and if it's that small percentage that all the percentages will add up in time. And yeah, obviously all these things would help definitely. But it comes down to myself how determined I want to do it and continue to do it as well. It's not just stopping. It can be easy just obviously when things are going well just to take your foot off the gas slightly. But obviously I've been around the game for a long time. I don't want that to happen at all. I want this obviously to continue. And you obviously have that support of your teammates as well. But like I say, if I'm doing all the right things, hopefully the team's going to benefit as well.
You made your England debut over a decade ago, but does this feel like a new beginning in a sense? Because you're starting tomorrow, for instance.
Yeah, well, it's a complete new bunch of players. Obviously, you've got a lot more experience from obviously the disappointment of the Euros, but wanting to put that right and seeing the way everyone's around the place and the way we trained, there's no reason why we can't do better. And having that that support behind us, of having that, just go for it, be brave, and we're behind you all the way. It's great that it comes from your manager, because you can, you do the things that get you to play for England in the first place. You that my attributes compared to other players, you want those to come out and express yourself in games, and when we've got that freedom to do that, it's obviously bodes well, I think, for the future, definitely.
You've worked with Gareth all week. Does he have a nasty streak?
I haven't really seen it yet, have we? But we, as long as we perform well, hopefully we won't see it. But like you say, if we need to be, if everyone's not completely ready, obviously we're going to have that side that will come out. But it comes from the players as well. The players, there's a lot more leaders in that dressing room, and if there's some of the players not doing something right, we won't be afraid to tell them. I won't be afraid to say it. That's just the way I am. I think it's important that if you can see something on the pitch that isn't working, actually stand up and actually take note, and actually try and change it yourself if you can.
Just one last one for me. I mean, as we said, it's a full house at Wembley. It's England's first appearance there since the Euros. Does that add an extra dimension to it? Does it add an extra responsibility for the players to perform well?
Well, first of all, obviously, having that much support behind you, it just shows you tremendous faith that everyone has in this England team and wants to get behind us. And when you got that, there's no reason why we can't go out and actually make everyone enjoy English football again. Everyone loves the Premier League. It's the best league, in the world, in my opinion. And we want to bring that football tomorrow, against the Malta team, which will be difficult in some patches. Obviously, we will have a lot of the ball, but we want everyone to stand up and actually be involved in the game as well. I think when you get the involvement of the fans in matches, it's just that extra, like I said, that percentage that will help. And yeah, fans like to see players, give it their all, have a go, because that's what they want to do. And that's exactly what, especially me, but everyone will be doing tomorrow, without a doubt. Cool.
It's Joe Wilson from BBC. Gareth, I think it's a really good point you made, that so many countries around the world will think it's incredible that so many people come and watch England, despite disappointments. For all those people who'll be there and all the people watching and listening, what's fair that they can expect, Gareth? What's realistic? Because they might have been attracted thinking, well, we'll see plenty of England goals. So what's realistic that they should expect?
That I think the players will perform well. It's a game where we will have a lot of the ball. But we don't want a lot of the ball just in front of the opposition. We've got to connect through the field. We've got to make sure we get numbers high up the pitch to break down a packed defence, and we've got to show a patience and intelligence about the way that we use the ball. We know that Malta can be a threat in counter-attack, so we've also got to be tactically astute in being ready for that. So, but I go back to, above all, I want the players to be brave. I want them to bring the exciting things that they have, the capabilities that they have to the table, and they can do that, and they've got the freedom to do that while I'm in charge. I've been very clear on that with all of the young players in the system, and I think now this is a great opportunity for them to show what English players can do. I keep hearing what English players can't do, but I've seen so much of what English players can do, and I want these guys to go and show it.
And do you feel in the short time you've had that you've been able to affect that change, Gareth, in any way? Have you seen that sense of liberation in the players?
I don't know. I wouldn't be arrogant enough to think that that's all down to me. I think the training week, I'm really pleased with Steve Holland and myself coming in with Sammy and Martin. We've been really impressed with the application, the level of the training. We've tried to get our thoughts across as well as our tactical ideas. We want to be challenged by the players to say, are we covering the right things? Do you need more information? But there's a balance as well. We've had 4 days. We don't want to flood the guys with information. We've got to be careful how much we give them. And they will evolve as a team over a period of time. That said, I go back to, there were lots of good things about their performances in the summer. And we're trying to build upon that. 15 games, or they lost the 15th game, so they mustn't lose sight of that. And for me, tomorrow's game, the summer is irrelevant. It's a great opportunity for them to go out and enjoy playing for England.
Yeah, from your perspective as a very experienced player now, can a manager actually enable you to enjoy playing football more, to actually feel that sense of possibility, as a player? Can a manager help players actually feel differently about the game?
Of course, because you can approach the game completely different than you ever have done. Obviously, comes in with different ideas, and it's having that freedom. And you just got to, obviously, because we want to make this like a club, basically. That's what we want. We want everyone to have the relationships they have with who they play at their clubs with, and that's what we're slowly starting to get in this England team. I've probably given a few of my secrets away to some of my teammates this week, but it's going to benefit England. That's what we want. We're all about England this week, and we need to be positive. We're going to be positive, and everyone's in a positive frame of mind, and that's obviously going to help.
And just finally from me, we mentioned that decade. It does seem incredible that you've been around the England team. I wonder, Theo, do you feel in your own mind that you've yet fulfilled your potential as a footballer?
Do you know, like it's going back to dwelling on the past. I think I've done a lot in my 27, and I've done quite a lot, but I want more to come. And like I said, I'm not going to dwell on what I've done in the past. Good things, bad things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. It's all about the next game. It's such a cliche, but you're only better than your last game, I suppose. And I've set myself standards this year that I don't want to drop, and I won't drop because that's just the frame of mind I'm in. I don't want that to stop. I'm enjoying playing football, and that's what the managers sort of batten into our system. That just enjoy your football again, because when you enjoy your football, your best football comes out, I believe.
Any further questions? Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.